Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to play a little Dimir Faeries. So, I haven't played a Faeries deck in a while now, and since Eldring's release, we got some cool Faeries that got double boosted. Double boosted by what is this called? Lorwyn, right? So last time when Lorwyn first released, I tried it with 4 Glen Elendra Guardian in the deck, and that's been middling, obviously because, well, there's no non-creature spells. Everyone just play Caveros and win. So non-creature spells are worthless now, and every creature comes in with crazy ETB, and we gotta be more aggressive to fight that. We still have the Bitterbloom Bearer to help us get creatures out, but now we're gonna draw a lot of cards with Flitterwing Nuisance and Enduring Curiosity, and I also want to tech in my special counter spell in Spellscorn Coven. So guess what? Caveros, Cavern, can't be countered. Bounce it back to your hand. Try it again, but this time our Spellscorn Coven is gonna make it so much harder to deal with, activate. Now, the main thing about Spellscorn Coven that's good is that we bounce it back to our opponent's hand, and then we attack with a big board that we draw a lot of cards with, Enduring Curiosity and the like, and it will ego drain them. So we're able to stop their play, even though it may seem like this is just a delay. We actually get to stop our opponent from playing the spell if we're able to play the deck correctly. The rest of the deck, pretty standard fairy stuff. We got our, Obyra to try to drain or just really deal damage to our opponents slowly. We got the one Kaito if we ever need to get additional value. It's not a Kaito heavy deck, but we do want to have one in the deck just to kind of always threaten our opponent. We have the Faebloom Trick, which can tap down a creature and get in with damage and draw cards. We got the 4 Sleep-Cursed Faerie that nobody runs. I like it because this deck really needs a Faerie on board, and nobody really wants to interact with the Sleep-Cursed Faerie, so we can interact on board with things like Ego Drain and Faerie Fencing. So that's the whole idea. Now let's talk about the deck list. So we start the game with our 8 1-drops, right? We got the 4 Flitterwing Nuisance and 4 Sleep-Cursed Faerie. We're not running any of the other, the Black Faerie. What is it called? The Faerie Dream Thief. We're not running any of this, even though a lot of people do. I don't think it's a bad card. I think the Sleep-Cursed Faerie is a little bit better because it's harder to interact with. Either way, opponents not really going to interact with this, but so many deck right now runs just a slew of kill spells like Requiting Hex and Burst Lightning that a 1-1 for 1-drop just gets answered. But a 3-3 for 1-drop that's Word 2 makes it very difficult to get answered in a easy manner. So that's why I have this in the deck. That's our turn 1 play. Now, more importantly, with this turn 1 play is that we can follow that up with an Ego Drain or a Faerie Fencing if we need to remove our opponent's stuff. And that's what I like with this deck. All right, so that's where we have this. We also have a Spell Stutter, which if we play Sleep-Cursed Faerie turn 1, Spell Stutter is a mana leak turn 2, and that's not too bad. So all that is part of the consideration about the 1-drop. Now, I'm not going to talk about the other removals yet. I will talk about the Ghost Vacuum because that is a tempo play. If nothing else you can do, you can always Ghost Vacuum. This is my choice in Graveyard Hate. It was between the Ghost Vacuum and Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Honestly, I can see both being worthwhile, but since this is a pretty fast deck, I don't want to spend 2 mana. 1 mana Ghost Vacuum on turn 1 could be relevant. And even if our opponent's not running a Graveyard deck, we can Ghost Vacuum up our own Fairies, bring them back, and then they will be pretty useful as 1-1s, right? Our Fairies are pretty small either way. Just don't bring the Glen Elendra back as a 1-1 because you'll die. So yeah, that's kind of true. Also the Flutterwing, they'll also die. Don't bring those back as 1-1s. All right, so that's the 1-drops. Then we go to the 2-drops, and we have, of course, 4 Bitterbloom Bearer. That is the Bitter Blossom of the deck. You need this, right? This is what makes the deck work, and it's a mythic, so if you don't want to craft this mythic, don't play this fairy deck. It's not going to be good without it. And we have the 1 Obyra. I didn't want too many Obyra because it does work with Bitterbloom Bearer, but it doesn't do anything else at a 2 mana 2/2, even at flash speed at modern day. It's compare this to Badger Mode, right? Badger Mode is a 1 color, this is 2 color, and this does not ramp us to, turn 3 Crater Hoof, so not good enough. That's 1-off. 3 mana play, on the other hand. Now this is where it gets crazy. We have 1 Glen Elendra Guardian, which is a flash speed creature that could also double as a counter spell that stops things like Day of Judgment. Against white decks, this is more relevant. Faebloom Trick, very good against a big tall blocker that we can tap down, create fairies, and then attack with things that has Enduring Curiosity. Another 3 mana play we can do is Kaito, Bane of Nightmare, if we just bounce back a Flitterwing Nuisance, or a Bitterbloom Bearer's 1/1 Fairy. We can just bring out Kaito pretty cheaply. But you can see there's not a lot of things we want to bring back, right? The Flitterwing Nuisance is okay. We don't want to bring back a Bitterbloom Bearer. And it's very difficult to bring back the 1/1 Faerie that the Bearer summons, because this was our... Say you play this turn 2, right? Turn 3, you want to sneak out a Kaito, but you can't because that 1/1 doesn't have haste. So that is why there's only one Kaito in the deck. But another turn 3 play that I want to make is the Spellscorn Coven. Take a backside, the 3 mana, just make them replay their spell, and it gives us tempo and stops our opponent's tempo, which is very relevant if you already stuck a Bitterbloom Bearer. You can just keep attacking and win that way. So that is our 1, 2, 3. And of course the 4-drop is the Enduring Curiosity. There's one Kaito here. They can also hardcast with 4-drop, but mostly you want to Enduring Curiosity, draw a bunch of cards, and win from there. And that's the whole idea of the tempo play, the active play. Now the interactive play, like I said, there's 4 Eagle Drake, which is a Thoughtseize of choice, right? You don't have Thoughtseize in standard, but we do have Eagle Drake, which is a Thoughtseize. And we don't lose life, we just need a Faerie on board, and it's pretty easy to get a Faerie on board in a Faerie deck. Faerie Fencing, kind of the same idea. It's a 1 mana -3, -3, and then you can pump it up for more if we need to kill like an Overlord or something. You can pay 2 mana to kill an Overlord, so that's just, you know, shoot the Sheriff and things like that. And Faerie Fencing is pretty good at doing that. Another thing you want to have is 4 Spell Stutter. That's our counter spell of choice. With Faeries, this is going to be pretty much a strict counter spell, and that's very good. And finally, we have 3 Requiting Hex. Now, this card is a necessity in the deck, and not only because it's removing early game Badgermos and Landward Elves and things like that to make us not fall behind. Requiting Hex got the Blight side to help us gain life. And this deck, you can see Bitterbloom Bearer. It's going to cost us a lot of life. So we can blight something to gain that 2 life back and give us just a small oomph to keep going. So that's where all of the deck goes. And then, of course, we go to the land base. I'm only going to run 23 lands. Even that, I feel like it's too much. We curve out to 4, but a lot of the cards are 1-drops and 2-drops. So 23 lands total. We got 3 islands, 5 swamps, because we have 4 Gloomlake Verge, 4 Watery Grave, and Multiversal Passage. Gloomlake Verge defaults to blue, so we don't need as many islands as swamps. I'm also running 3 Cavern of Souls, most likely in naming Faeries, because most of the deck is Faerie. But sometimes you have a bunch of black mana and not enough blue pips, you could name Cat or Glimmer to cast your Curiosity. That is something that could happen. That's the whole idea of the Faerie deck. I tried to make this whole deck myself, so let's go into the game and see how well we can actually do. Now our opponent is Rodrigo. Rodrigo, you go. You go, girl. Alright, we go first. They don't go, I go. Cool. How's it going? You gonna let me play? No. I mean, I'm gonna Sleep-Cursed Faerie turn 1. This does allow me to both Ego Drain and Faerie Fencing, which is pretty cool next turn. If I need to do that. I can't really target my Sleep-Cursed Faerie. Look at arrows again? Oh man. Hate to see that. Yeah, hate that I'll have to fight that every game. Do I let them do whatever they want to do and just set up a Bitterbloom Bearer? I don't think so. You gotta drain them onto their turn 2 play, because that's how they ramp up. Wow. Okay, not what I thought they were. So they could have a Hex. Strategic Betrayal definitely will get us, so we'll get that out of the way. And then they can't really play anything except Consult. That's pretty good. They're not gonna have a creature, so I don't think it matters. They could Hex, but we got Ward, so they can't really Hex. Two mana, nothing? 2 mana, go. Alright, we got our own Hex, which, I mean... Do we name Faeries or do we name Cat? I don't have 2 blue right now to play the Glimmer, so I guess I'll name Glimmer. Because I want to be able to play the Enduring Curiosity. I don't think I'm going to need to Faerie Fence and play the Bitterbloom Bearer at the same turn, so we'll see what he wants to do. He also has a demo field, which might help us. If he targets our cavern, it would be hilarious if he does. He does nothing. If he does nothing, we'll just do this. Alright. So if he demo fields us, we get to play the Curiosity. He's gonna Cease and Desist himself. Cool. He draws a card. He doesn't know that he needs to Cease and Desist for Enduring Curiosity. He might not need it because he has Deadly Cover-Up. He's gonna Consult. If we play the Bitterbloom Bearer, it just eats the Hex, right? Do we play it anyways though? It's a good question. It does tap him out. He didn't do it. He had a time to Hex, he didn't do it. So now we're gonna get that 1/1. That being said though, we could just get Deadly Cover-Up here. And I don't like to see that. It's gonna Hex. I still get the 1/1. Oh man. Ah, that's the last card I want to return. Took me forever to untap it. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
I've always gotta do out of the shadows and into the fray.
Can I please draw a land? Those are lands.
My eyes are as sharp as my sword.
My eyes are as sharp as my sword. Sleep-Cursed Faerie. Back out. Back on the rocks. You can deadly cover up this, but there's really nothing on board here. He's got 1, 2... Oh, he can definitely evidence. But my Kaito's already out. So what is he going to take? My Bitterbloom Bearer? That's pretty annoying, but Kaito's out, so... Kaito's going to do Kaito things, and I have an Enduring Curiosity. He won't like where that goes. He gives me a card. Obyra. Cool. This will just land a Curiosity here. I draw a card. Let me draw another card here. I don't need more kill spells. But a Sleep-Cursed Faerie is fun. So we'll put this out. It's not going to do much, but it definitely is threatening on board. And he needs to answer both Kaito, Enduring Curiosity, and Sleep-Cursed Faerie. He could have another Deadly Cover-Up to answer this. But I am getting a lot more value out of it. If I pump... Well, he does have another Deadly Cover-Up. But he has to target the Curiosity so that I don't get it back. And then what? I play the Obyra. Huh. Yeah, let's just get damage in. I don't need to draw any more cards.
I've trained with the best.
This is also a definite counterspell, so that's fun. He can't stop this counterspell from coming down. Glen, well, the one Glen and Elendra. Maybe she's here to save the day. Necropsy, you say? Oh, he's got 1 mana. Huh? Oh, wait. Oh, I named Glimmer. I forgot I named Glimmer. Alright, well, let's play this. You can draw a card. Is it my turn? Aw, it's my turn. I guess that's lethal. You got countered. GG, Rodrigo. I applaud you for not being Caveros, but we still won. So, good game. Alright, our opponent is Green 303. A prominent pioneer. We go first. Cool. Yeah, this is fine. I'll go first. Here's a little fairy. Flitterwing Nuisance. White. Already? Jeez. That's so mean. I didn't even do anything yet. Alright, I guess we gotta shock this in. So we can bitter them. Might not work. Builder's Talent. Do we just stop this Builder's Talent from happening? Intro with a 0. Oh, I can't really stop that. You know what? Let's counter it. I wish I had a black mana. And I got a black mana. The reason for that is because I need 3 black for this 3 black bit. And that's why I was hesitating on spell stuttering this. But this, once it gets to level 3, right, I can't really stop it from happening. I didn't want white tokens. They're mono white tokens. They're not gonna like what happens next. I don't think I hexed this 1/1. I don't think there's a point to that. I also don't think I bring back for Kaito. It's easier to just hardcast Kaito. We need to get value, because most likely what's going to happen is get lost. So
Your secrets didn't stay.
these are not value cards, they gotta go. I need to draw my Enduring Curiosity and stuff, but no, draw another Sleep-Cursed Faerie. Well, there's some value on board. But after Kaito gets lost, our value has to come from other things.
This needs more hospitality.
It's not gonna attack, right? They attack. Why would they attack? Because this is a race that we're not gonna win. So it makes sense for them to attack. Yeah, I guess. They attack. I'm not gonna block. I don't know what play this is. Kaito was never long for this war against a white deck. I don't have any value. I definitely need like an Enduring Curiosity or the other fairy that got taken out by the Flitterwing Nuisance. I don't have a way to get rid of it. I don't have Get Lost or anything like that. He attacked, and I'm gonna take another one. Oh boy, that's the card. That's the card that we're gonna use. What do we do here? Curiosity. He could get lost, but he'll be back. Draw 2 cards. Please and thank you. I drew a blue mana. So do we play the Sleep-Cursed Faerie here? I think I just die. So this is a blue mana. Let's put it on this. Use up the map to get some cards. Alright, we got a land, and our opponent says go. And now we get Dave Judgment. Caretaker's Talent. Not Dave Judgment, but there are a bunch of wabbits on the board. There's a Fountain Pour now. Alright, pretty threatening stuff. Let's go all in. What did he chump? I didn't map first. That might be the only thing that I might have want to do first, but this guy's really like slow in roping me. I just want to get this over with. He will chump. Good. You should chump. Alright, now that he jumped, I draw 3 cards. I would like to have some more value. Cavern, a land, and Flutterwing. Alright, now we drain him. Oh boy. Battle menu, Elspeth. Oh, this is just CGB's deck. Alright, so we'll take out Elspeth. Valor. I could also just take out Valor, right? He can cycle to... He cycles right now to get 2... 2 is not much. I don't really care about that. Can't believe I didn't get a counterspell though. That's the annoying part. I played this on Faerie. I still can't play it, but I'll play this on Faerie. I mean, getting the Sleep-Cursed Faerie doesn't do much on board. Alright, it doesn't do much, but we'll see. Alright, our opponent drew nothing, except he can flagship a bunch of things out if he wants to do that. It's gonna Fountain Pour Sack. Cool. That's a big waste of a whole turn. He is a 17, so we're not getting lethal on anytime soon. Virtue to make a 2/2. We're also not stopping that. But I am drawing a lot of cards next turn if he doesn't kill my board. So we'll bitter some more Bitterbloom Bearer. They got a battle menu. Can create a knight. Start blighting. Get rid of that right now. And now I'll get 2 1/1s. Ooh, another drain. Alright, well. Let's turn our card sideways. Think there'll be a chump block? Our opponent is definitely slow rolling us. This must be what it feel like to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Goddamn slow place. You don't even have a play. It's just a battle menu. Alright, everything turns sideways? Yes. You can make a 2/2. I don't care about that at all. Destroy target creature power 4 or greater, which is just Enduring Curiosity. That's fine. It'll come back. Okay, if that's the case. I'm going to crack our Cavern here. I would like to draw like 40 cards. I'm not going to deck out. I just want my counterspells. Once I get those counterspells, our opponent can't do anything. So, here we go. And the rope. Just keep roping. Yeah. See what happens. That's 7, so I'm going to draw 14 cards. I was right. It's a lot of cards. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to stop counting. Okay? I'm going to draw 0 counterspells. I have 4 spells that are in the deck. There's 3 more left in the last 24 cards. Alright, that's fair. That's normal. Normal gameplay right there. So I can only ego drain him once, but I'll still do it. Do you have a day of judgment? 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't Day of Judge me twice. So that's where the Spellscorn Coven is going to do their thing. Yeah. More rope. Why does he still have 2 of these? Why does this rope last forever? It's going to battle menu to make a knight. You got it. Draw a card right now so I can discard it. Cool. Good idea. There's 2 Valor Flagships. We'll drop one of them. Can I play anything? No. So choose 7 cards. Keep 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I need a hex? 7. Dude, you're the one that fucking ropes me every turn. Now you're going me? What a freaking loser. Here's some cats. Did you get your Day of Judgment? Have some raccoons. And Hypnotoad. Where's the, I can do this all day. It's the quenchiest. I hope you draw your Day of Judgment. You're about to get judged.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough.
Yip, yip.
Yip, yip, good game. Well, he wants to rope the whole game. Now he leaves. Alright, our opponent is Kaito. Kabuto. Hey, we gotta go first. I mean, it's cool to have an ego drain. It's horrible that we can't use it. But we're going first with a Bitterbloom Bearer, so we will bear with the bitterness. It's not like, okay, ego drain should have been Behold a Fairy or something. Well, that's a tap land, and we say go right. Okay, you think they'll counter us? I don't think so. This is probably another Cavero's deck, to be fair. We all know what Cavero's deck likes to do. He's gonna deceive us. Overlord? Yikes. Yeah, it's not great. We're gonna have to try to tempo out. He doesn't return anything interesting. We get... Does this Ego Drain even do anything here? Whatever they play, I could just make them replay it. And we get tempo that way. So we'll get Faerie out like this. I think they want to come after our thing. There is that awakening. How about you don't awaken? How about you go away? And now we drain them. Is there Caveros? There is no Cavero. There is an awakening. Guess we just get rid of that. They top deck the Caveros. We don't have a counter spell, so we're gonna have to aim for the kill here. They don't get the Caveros in that mill, but he could get it next in the next attack. We're gonna play it again. They don't get it in this mill either, but they're gonna gain 2 life with this return. Yeah, I don't know if I can rush them fast enough with this kind of play. Let's get the Glen Elendra down. I can counter a non-creature spell, which won't be as useful in trying to counter a creature spell, right? So, 1 mana, I can try to Eco Drain him. So, it's only if I even draw it. If I don't know if I can get there. It's a land. It's another land. It's a third land. Spell Stutter. Right. None of these are lands, so I'm gonna shock this in just to threaten him. He doesn't know what I have. It could be a counterspell. Maybe he'll think twice. I don't know if he would think twice. Honestly, if he has Caveros, he'll probably just play it. He didn't have Caveros, so he didn't play it. Cool beans. Alright, there's no cavern here. And that's pretty important. We might be able to get away with this shenanigans that we're up to. Of course he gets that. Overlord's almost there. We get more bitter on our Bloom Bears. Bloom Bears? I know what I said. I'm just gonna attack. See if they want to block any of the things that we have. I don't think I spent 2 mana getting rid of the Formidable Speaker here. He probably just chumps. Oh, okay. We'll definitely let that happen. We'll just come back. I still draw the same amount. Down to 9. I draw like 5 cards. Ooh, oh. The cards. They're doing a thing. My deck is not failing me. I think that's all we do, right? Do I play out? Let's play out one of these. Discard a card. How about a land? I do have a Ghost Vacuum, but if I try to exile anything, he gains life that way. Alright. He's got 4 mana. He's not going to be able to get anything through the 4 mana, and it's more than 9 damage on board, so that's GG. No. Did you think I was going to let that through? Come on. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 9 damage in the air. I don't want to exile anything because he gains life that way, so... Right, all of our attacks are in the air. How many? 38. That's plenty. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's 9 damage. Not exiling, and then GG. GG, we got through the Caveros. I didn't even get the Ghost Vacuum. Didn't need it. Alright, our opponent is L2Upin. L2Pin? I don't know what it says, but we go first. Alright, well, we got Nuisance and a Bitter. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll hurt ourselves just to do that. I can also just Cavern. But if I draw another Swamp and Curiosity, I might want to name this on Not Faeries. I don't know, because I'm going to hurt myself a lot. You know what? It's going to be pretty rare for that to happen. Let's get a Nuisance down. White, Veteran Survivor. Maybe we're going to have to chump. That's pretty scary. Most helpful Weaver. Wonder if they just attack here. Do they just attack here? They didn't attack. They're giving me a chance to chump. That's pretty important. Can't attack though, because he's got the 2/2 here. So we'll let the Veteran Survivor do his thing. Seam Rip. Yeah, see, I could bounce it, but it would just play it again. I don't think that's worth it. We probably just Seam Rip the Bitterbloom Bearer. No! Does he have another Seam Rip? Okay. Yeah, how about no? Try this again. He exiles nothing. I could put in a 2/3, but I don't know if that's worth any value in whatsoever. So I'm just going to put in a tap Sleep-Cursed Faerie. It's going to get a double striking Veteran Survivor. Not going to be able to kill the Veteran Survivor with anything. A most helpful Weaver. No, you go helpful somewhere else. Which one? Exiles his own stuff. I can't get a kill spell though. That's pretty wild. Alright, if I get a Bitterbloom Bearer, I could use some mana to untap the Sleep-Cursed Faerie. Is that really worth anything here? Is a 2/3 making him discard worth anything? I don't know if it is. Well, I'm not blocking with this, so might as well attack with it. Wonderweave Aerialist. I just let it attack through. I mean, it only does 3 damage. You get 2 on once. It's not the greatest. I get a Fencing. Fencing is pretty good here, but it probably will die, right? So he does have a protection, and if we just kill this, I need to pay 4 to kill it. I need to pay 3 to kill it, right? I can also play this and just kill the Veteran Survivor. Yeah, let's just do this. Scar card. Discards his Shardmate Rescue? Yo. That's wild. Okay, you go. Feathered Flight, alright. That's pretty much the whole turn. So 3/2, but still can't really attack, right? Oh, he's gonna pass turn. He's tapped out while passing the turn. Did we just kill the Veteran Survivor here? Yeah, let's just kill the Veteran Survivor here. Faebloom Trick. I don't think I can get lethal off this. I'm at 5? Why am I at 5? I wasn't paying attention to my life total here. Because the Bitterbloom Bearer is definitely bearing the bitterness. There's a shelter. We gotta do this ahead of time. I have to pay that ward. He can shelter, but he can't gain life. Go ahead and take out a Bitterbloom Bearer so I don't take as much damage. I don't think that's the right play there. I get a land anyway, so I... 3, 4, 5, 6, or just 5. Well, 4 of them can... No, they can all attack. So 5, 6, 7. Am I counting this right? 7, 8, 11. I mean... Just turn cards sideways. Plenty of damage. GG, Lupin! Your mana screwed, I got flooded. Whatever. Game is a game. Welcome back, everyone! Now that you saw that Dimir Faerie games, how does this deck feel? Or those Dimir Faerie games? Does this feel good? I'm very happy about the performance of this deck. It did not disappoint, right? It was able to tear through a lot of the meta decks. I didn't face a Badger Mode deck, but I honestly could not imagine a Badger Mode deck fighting very well against this deck with all the removals that we have and the counter spells. They could have, you know, lands, but don't care. They can have lands. We fly over them, we'll kill them very quickly. Whereas Cavero's deck, we eat those decks for breakfast because what are you going to do, huh? Play Caveros, we're going to bounce it back to your hand, and then we'll counter it, and in the meantime, we'll keep sticking damage on them. I even put in Ghost Vacuum because I was very afraid of Graveyard Synergy decks like Caveros, and also the other one, the one I was mainly afraid of was the Spells deck, right? The Spell Elemental deck. But against Spell Elemental, I don't think Ghost Vacuum would do too much. Still good, but just not crazy enough. And I would think maybe a Lantern will work better than Ghost Vacuum in those scenarios. And yeah, the Ghost Vacuum, I think that's probably the one card I can cut here. I don't see it being too useful in any of the matchups that we played. And the one time that we drew the Ghost Vacuum, if it was a Lantern, it would have done the same thing, which is nothing. I didn't need it. I still won without it. Because I had the counterspell up, right? So it's not like I can have 5 Ego Drinks or I'll have more Ego Drinks. Maybe a Duress? I don't know. Again, I don't need to take creatures out of their hand or cards out of their hand. Ego Drink already does that. And there's no other early game Faerie that I really miss. I know there's a one black pip, the Faerie Dream Thief, but honestly, these are already out there, and I already have Faeries on board. I just need to have more tempo, and a lot of times that tempo really comes from how we play the game rather than changing any of these cards. So there is no ETB effects, right? There is no there's enters with, but there's not that many ETB effects. There's, I guess, the Spellscorn Coven side of ETB, which I don't really care about. So maybe you can just put in the Torpor Orb instead of Ghost Vacuum, and it will do very similar things. And Torpor Orb isn't too bad, right? So it does lock down Obyra. So if you want to put in Torpor Orb, probably take out Obyra and just put in more, Kaito, or put in more Enduring Curiosity, or actually put in more Faebloom Tricks and just draw more cards that way. That also works. But that's neither here nor there. This Faerie deck's already doing very well, and I like Faeries. I wish Faeries can do well in Standard because it's always a very fun deck to play, and it's not overbearing. It's not overpower in a way that can't be stopped, right? Like the Izzet VV decks, but it definitely is so strong that it demands respect. That's what I like about this deck, and that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.